That's so you know. Don't say anything that you wouldn't want your children to hear or something like that. I don't really know. I think by law we're supposed to tell. So, welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters for October 16th, 2022. Oh my gosh, this year is escaping at high
It is.
speed.
Yeah.
My guests today are Ellis Ralph, who comes to us from Fayetteville, Arkansas, in the heart of the heartland, and Scott Duncan, who comes to us from San Antonio. And I'm very pleased and proud to have them both here. I know you're going to love their music if you haven't already fallen in love with it. Open your chat because there's stuff that goes on there, and you can actually speak to the musicians, although if they're playing, they won't be able to answer you right away. So just so you know, if you are unfamiliar with Zoom and this is your first time, which it's hard to believe, this is like the Southwest thing where they don't seem to do it anymore, but they used to do like this little comedy routine instead of the standard airplane speech. And
Oh,
one of
yeah.
and one of the things was, this is your seatbelt. So if you haven't left your house in the last 50 years, this is how it works, which I always appreciated.
Yeah.
So, Ellis, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and give us a song? You are muted.
I'm a muted hobbyist living in Northwest Arkansas. And my wife, Judy Neal, who is here, and I have been um, hiding from COVID for years. And so it's wonderful to connect with all you all. We're just starting to come out and do things, but it's been a joy to be able to play on Zoom. And thank you, Jan, for having me and others on your venue. We met, I don't remember, in some song circle, and thank you for inviting me. Um, I just sit around the house and write songs and keep some of them and use some of them. And I have one that's kind of kind of country. Hmm, I guess. My home is not in Hollywood, not in Washington, D.C. My home is not in Austin, Texas, not in Nashville, Tennessee. Some places just string me along and won't let me be free. Some places when I sing my song won't sing along with me. It's not where I belong or long to be. When I heard it from the Buddhist teacher, I understood at last. Our true home is not in the future, it is not in the past. Our true home is in the here and now I'm learning fast. When troubles come around, somehow I don't get too downcast. I've always found this this too shall pass. Why worry about the future when there's no way to know? Why hang on to memories? Let them go, take it as it goes, go with the flow. The highway disappears under my wheels, I leave it all behind. Never mind the tears, time will heal, I don't mind taking my time. There was no home for me yesterday in all them places I came from. And if no home waits along my way in all the days still yet to come, what will be, and what's done is done. Why worry about the future when there's no way to go? Why hang on to memories? Let them go, take it as it goes, go with the flow. Why worry about the future? There's no way to know. Why hang on to memories? Let them go, take it as it goes, go with the flow.
Great advice. That was beautiful. So, Scott, same question. Tell us who you are and sing us a song.
All right. Well, I'm a retired school teacher. I was a public school teacher for 34 years and did music off and on during that time, and kind of got back to it after I retired. This is it's a song. I guess it's about my wife. A lot of them are. This is called "Memory in My Pocket." I'm rolling down the highway with her memory in my pocket, like a river stone I cannot throw away. So smooth when I touch it to remind me of the woman who was waiting at the closing of the day. She found me at the bottom of a well so dark and deep I could not climb out of it alone. She opened up my ragged heart, mended the wounded part, helped me find my broken way back home. She's waiting at the closing of the day to wash all my troubles far away. This weary world surrounds me, dark clouds all around me. She's waiting at the closing of the day. Her love is like a blanket that will wrap itself around me when a cold wind is blowing through my soul, and take me to a better time where all my tangled verses rhyme and all leave me with the peace I long to know. Well, I'm not sure why she loves me, why she doesn't leave me when I give her brand new reasons every day. I guess she's like that river stone, guiding me safely home with a love I could never throw away. And she's waiting at the closing of the day, wash all my troubles far away. This weary world surrounds me, dark clouds all around me. She's waiting at the closing of the day. She's waiting at the closing of the day to wash all my troubles far away. And this weary road surrounds me, dark clouds all around me. She's waiting at the closing of the day. I'm rolling down the highway with her memory in my pocket, like a river stone I cannot throw away. Thank you. Thanks very much.
So I am here in Austin, where I sat out the last 2.5 years, just like everybody else, except that I didn't sit. And there's been some wonderful perks, because I figured out right away that if I was not going to be performing, I was not going to be writing either, and that was over the line for me. But I always had kind of a love-hate relationship with touring, and did as little of it as I thought I could get away with. And the bottom line was, do we know anyone there? And if we did, then we were going there. And if we did not, I had to be invited, and then maybe I was going. But the last 2.5 years have made me a little antsy. And even though air travel is about 30 times as obnoxious as it was before the pandemic, nevertheless, I'm ready to see sights I've never seen before. Already packed my bags and I'm headed out the door. Ready to feel sunshine and cool mountain breezes, to travel foreign lands and white sand beaches, or both. Fly me away. I'm ready to hear songs I've never heard before, like with didgeridoos or alpine horns, to revel in the sound that makes me want to dance and fills my soul with fire to help me take my chance to go. Fly me away, fly me away, fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away. I'm ready to meet friends I've never met before, with unfamiliar smiles and unheard stories. Tell me of their plans and tell me about their dreams, and share a meal or two and meet their families. Let's go. Fly me away, fly me away, fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away. New places, new sounds, new feelings all around. Outward bound, fly me away. Fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away. Fly me away. So we'll just keep going round and round like that until our time is up.
Okay. 2 minutes past the quarter hour already. Let's go. You need to read the book, The Hidden Life of Trees. What they feel, how they communicate. Discoveries from a secret world. Published 2015 by Peter Volabin, whose aim and hope and dream is that everyone loves trees. And when you love trees, you do the right thing. 360 million years the Earth's had trees. The forest hosts most of land-based life's diversity. You knew they drew down CO2 to make the air we breathe, lowering temperatures and raising the humidity. Everyone loves trees, and when you love the right thing. Peter Volabin had been a forester for many years. That was when he realized trees have families and friends so near and dear, have communities and social lives. Trees send food out through their roots to keep others alive. They send warnings when there's danger and take action to survive. They work in chorus for the forest where they thrive and all belong. Parents take care that their offspring grow slow and strong. Everyone loves trees, and when you love trees, you do the right thing. Everyone loves trees, and when you love trees, you do the right thing.
Wonderful.
That was really nice. I really like when I watch you singing and I can look at the next square over and your wife knows all the words.
Yeah, she knows all the bass lines.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Cool.
it's like the Emily Cates song. If she really loved you, she'd know all your bass lines. She'd know the bass lines to your
All
song.
your songs, yeah.
That's funny. This is a song I wrote quite a few years ago. And I wrote it because I always liked that old Joe South song, Don't It Make You Want to Go Home? So I decided lately to just use part of that at the beginning and end of it. And, you know, if they want to sue me, they can sue me. They'll get a lot if they sue me. So. And this is called, what is the name of this? It's called Down to the Islands. Don't it make you want to go home? Don't it make you want to go home? All God's children get weary when they roam. Don't it make you want to go home? Don't it make you want to go home? I left my home in New York City so long ago I can't recall just where it was I was headed, or why I even left at all. All those years out on the highway, I never stayed in one place very long. I guess the feelings I was chasing never really lived outside a song. Going down to the islands, going down to the sea, I'm going where no one knows me, I'm going where I can be free. The only place this old road led me was to another empty hotel room alone. Maybe someday I'll find an answer and a place that I could call my home. I'm going down to the islands, I'm going down to the sea, I'm going where no one knows me, I'm going where I can be free, I'm going where no one knows me, I'm going where I can be free. Don't it make you wanna go home now? Don't it make you wanna go home? All God's children get weary when they roam. Don't it make you wanna go home? Don't it make you wanna go home? Thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Speaking of going home, I wrote this at a time when it seemed like everyone was moving away from Austin and going somewhere else. And it was just before I did that myself, although I didn't stay gone because that turned out to be not really a possibility. But you miss people when they're not there. And this is kind of about that and about other things besides. Old friends, they call you on the phone sometimes, or show up on your doorstep and say, remember when? Unpack their adventures, hang them in the closets of your heart. Old friends, they write their letters years too late, but you write back anyway. They wake you late at night, calling from the airport in between flights. I used to worry everyone was leaving and soon they'd all be gone. But I was wrong, 'cause life went on. Sooner or later, they all came home. Old friends, no one could measure or compare the treasure of these memories we share. And I will always used to worry everyone was leaving and soon I'd be alone. But I was wrong, 'cause life goes on. Sooner or later we all come home. Old friends, all our paths will cross again, like multicolored ribbons and laced through time and space. And there will always be a place for old friends. Ooh. Speaking of
That
friends,
is really classic.
thank you.
That is really classic.
I'd like to say hello to Deb Weslow. She can tell me if I just butchered it. And hi to Mark Bishop and hi to Mike Bailey. It's hard to see beyond the microphone. So thank you for joining us. And now, Ellis.
All the curtains are drawn toward the street, dusk to dawn. Throughout the whole day, they will stay that same way. That's the modern day way. Every day, that's the way that it is. Since they bulldozed the wildflowers and put up the cell tower and buried the drain lines and the wires at the same time, and they laid down these roads, so each way is the way that it is. Dead-end cul-de-sacs wind around just like a maze. When you backtrack to find your way out of this place, you drive round and around in a daze. That's the way that it is. Endless privacy fence seems to be common sense, and a huge garage door is the feature decor of the day anymore. This modern day that it is. All the neighbors drew lots and built homes on their plots. If they wanted, they bought homes that others did not, till they got every spot, which brought it to the way that it is. On our deck, out in back, there is nothing we lack. We kick back and relax every day, all alone. Everyone minds their own anyway. That's the way that it is. There's still some little houses in town that are old, with chairs on the front porch where stories were told. When neighbors out walking were invited on in, when they did things the way that they did things back then. I'm afraid there's no way we'll be that way again, the way they were then, way back when.
That was really nice. I like that. Pretty. So I played this last weekend, Jan, but I'm liking playing this song lately, so I'm gonna play it again. We had a friend in high school named Molly, and back years ago when I wrote this song, I woke up and I told my wife, man, I just had a dream about Molly Ashman. Not that kind of dream, just a dream. She was in the dream. And then later in the day, I told her something else that I had remembered about Molly. And she said, well, you've really got Molly on your mind. So that's all I needed to hear. So. Every night I go to bed with Molly on my mind. Molly takes me back in dreams to days I left behind. Days when we were happy, days when I was free. Days I spent with Molly, days that Molly spent with me. Deep inside this cold dark cell, time hardly moves at all. Staring at the ceiling, staring at the walls, staring at the years I lost while serving out my time, staring at the emptiness with Molly on my mind. Molly's not the answer, Molly's not to blame. Molly told me not to go, but I went there just the same. And when my trial was over and my sentence had been read, well, the only comfort for me were the words that Molly said. Molly said she loved me, Molly said she'd wait. Molly said the day I'm free, she'll be waiting at the gate. Molly is my only prayer, and Molly holds the key. And every night the midnight brings Molly back to me. Every night I go to bed with Molly on my mind. Molly takes me back in dreams to days I left behind. Molly is my only prayer, and Molly holds the key. And every night the moonlight brings Molly back to me. So every night I go to bed with Molly on my mind. Thanks very much. Thank you. I appreciate
Great.
that. I still haven't played it for her. She lives far away, so she's never heard it.
Oh, I hope she gets to hear it.
Yeah.
That is a great phrase, great title. That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the music just so goes with it. It's almost Celtic, and the name Molly's kind of Celtic.
Oh,
It's
that's
really
cool.
great.
Yeah, that's true.
I like hearing that because my name is Scott McFarland Duncan.
There you go.
It's sort of ingrained in me. Thank you.
Well, I'll probably do a couple that you heard last week too, but that's mostly because I can't remember from one week to the next what I do. So I was at a gathering of the Austin humanist community this morning. They asked me to come and play music for them, and I did. The speaker was a TED Talk this time, and it was somebody who was talking about what's going on in the depths of the ocean, which we don't really know. And a lot of the things that people are discovering now about the depths of the ocean are completely unexpected, like that people expected there to be larger creatures as you go further down, and the fact is most of the large creatures are pretty close to the surface. The creatures that are further down are small. She surmised that that was because of the pressure, that it would be to your advantage to be small. And those creatures, those small creatures, they're so thick on the plane that they call the twilight zone, that for a while it was taken as the bottom of the ocean, but it moves. Every day it comes to the top, and at night it moves back down again. And I saw that and I went, it's like breathing. More evidence that we are on a living planet and therefore should use the kind of precautions one uses when one's victim is the word that comes to mind, but it's not the one I wanted. Is alive. Yeah. I mean, it's like what you were saying in your song, Ellis, about the trees. The trees are connected. They're alive. It's part of the planet, as are we, but we have been greedy about our share. So, based on that, I had to choose a song that was at least similar, if not on topic, and this is the one I chose. I have a friend who's very passionate about climate change, and I wrote a bunch of songs for his use, and this was my favorite one of those. Magnetic fields fight their way across the sky and show us brilliant colors, the northern lights, and we are all reminded the beauty we have here and how fortunate we are to have protective atmosphere. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. Celestial looms weave the darkness into lights that dance above the planets and dazzle human eyes, and we are all reminded of vast eternity, how fortunate we are, however briefly, just to be. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us that there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us. It's a beautiful and deadly universe, and everything that we hold dear depends on our next choice. For though we send our rockets up to land on planet Mars, or lie back on the hillside to admire the stars, the northern lights remind us with their shimmering towers how fortunate we are to have this earth of ours. And the home we share, the northern lights remind us, has water and air. The northern lights remind us there's no guarantee, there's no guarantee. The northern lights remind us, the northern lights remind us, the northern lights, the northern lights, the northern lights remind us. Wow.
That's really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That was really nice. That reminds me of there's a Don McLean song. It's not off the American Pie album. It's I think the album is called Tapestry. It came out before that, and I think the song actually is called Tapestry too. But it's all about the environment and that stuff. It's really pretty.
I
But
remember
that
that one.
reminded me of that.
Ooh, thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thanks very much.
That song's really great. You got the perfect key for it. It sounds so plaintive, and because it's sad, but there's still hope. It's really great. I'll sing a Feet Back on the Ground song. Tires on the Road, Route 66, and all that. I started Chicago Lakeshore Drive, planned to take my time and arrive alive. I departed down through countryside on a 2,400-mile joyride. I said a prayer for my Pontiac. I don't care if I won't be back. Made my normal stop, Steak and Shake, for the first of many coffee breaks. No one's ever been gone down that mother road so long. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. A pit stop at Dixie Trucker's home to talk shop. You can't have too much chrome. Had a drink in Lincoln, Sherman too. Goodbye, Illinois, hello, Mizzou. Now the Coral Court was my last resort, so I was on to bourbon down a quart. 40 winks at the Wagon Wheel Motel. No one's ever felt so well. No one's ever been gone down that mother road so long. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. I blew off the world's biggest rocking chair. I was on the clock and rolled through there. No time for the cashew chicken grill. Doolittle, Sleeper, Carterville. Before I know it, Joplin's gone. Piece of my heart, farewell song. Bye-bye, baby. Raise your hand. Summertime, get it while you can. At Miami, slam a cup of joe and a burger made of buffalo. Through Veneta, through White Oak, my head full of Will Rogers jokes. Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Reno, Hydro, then Elk City. Since they padlocked the U-drop in Shamrock, no one's ever been. No one's ever been gone down that mother road so long. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. Now McLean, there's a slippery level slope. I seen them worshiping the devil's rope. Seen the biggest cross I ever seen. Seen the leaning tower of water lean. And there's nothing on the Pike in Amarillo but yellow stripes and dead armadillos and that mellow sight at the farm of ants, them Eldorados at the Cadillac Ranch. They say Glen Rio is the last motel, but Tucumcari has the blue as well. Santa Rosa has a deep blue hole, and Albuquerque has the El Vado. Gallop on past the petrified, the meteor crater, and the genocide. Navajo, Hopi, Yavapai, Havasupai, and the Wallapai. No one's ever been gone down that mother road so long. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. Stop at Needles in the Promised Land to be searched for evil exotic plants. Cars go on from the old Amboy to Barstow, or they stop at Roy's or the Wigwam down Rialto way, or some other kitschy spot to stay. Cucamonga, then Pomona, Laverne, San Dimas, and Glendora. Take a left in Pasadena, take Sunset to Manzanita, Hollywood, West LA, the boulevard goes all the way to Ocean Ave. If you don't stop here, you drive off the Santa Monica Pier. It's a long way from Lakeshore Drive. No one's ever had a better ride. No one's ever been gone down that mother road so long. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away. Ever since that long road's been so long gone away.
Wonderful.
Mother Road.
I could fall in love with driving again. I could.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a song I don't usually do when I play in front of a lot of people because it's not the most uplifting song ever. But a few years ago, I wanted to write a song about soldiers and war, but I didn't want to make it specific to any particular war. This is called In the Mud. We were young and we were proud, and we never knew the score. Heads held high, duty bound, we were marching off to war. And as we marched with banners high, never thought about the danger or the blood that gathered around us, that waited for us, always there to drag us deeper in the mud. We were young, we were proud, and we never knew the score. And when we screamed, no one could hear us, with our faces buried deep in the mud. And when we prayed for courage to drag us through another day in the mud. Heads held high, duty bound, we were marching off to war. When we dreamed of home, as we lay tangled in our fears in the mud. And when we cried alone, and for all that we had lost in the mud. We were young, and we were proud, and we never knew the score. Heads held high, bound. We were marching off to war. Thank you. Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
I love the way that doesn't mention names of wars or dates or times or something. It just makes it, unfortunately, permanently applicable as we go from war to war to war to wars.
Boy,
Well
that's the
done, not
truth.
bad.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Really well done.
Thanks.
So, Ellis, your song put me in mind of a conversation I had this morning with somebody. I have been to the northernmost and southernmost point of I-35, which I won't get on unless there's no other choice now, because it's so congested. We are, in Austin, the proud owners of the most congested spot on that whole highway, which runs from Nuevo Laredo to Duluth. Right here, where you turn at the river, that's the most congested spot, I think, on I-35 and possibly in the whole U.S. highway system. And I've also been from one end to the other of I-10 because I have a daughter who lives in Florida and another who lives in L.A. And you kind of reminded me of it. I lived in L.A. for 5 years, and a lot of the places that you mentioned I am familiar with. And yeah, there's a danger of driving off the pier in Santa Monica, although they don't let you bring your car on that. But I've been thinking about my daughter today, mostly because I'm going there at the end of this week. And this is something that I wrote for her because she was going to school in New York when the towers fell, and she watched that from her bedroom window. And we had, as soon as the call went through, we talked on the phone, and finally she said to me, "Should I come home?" She'd been dreaming of going to school or going to New York since I can't even remember how young she was when she made that decision. And so I said, "Look, if you want to come home, come home. But if you want to do the dream you've been talking about since you were 8, then stay there." And I wrote her this song. I know you've been watching the world go by, and so often it makes you cry and wonder if it's worth rising in the morning. But though it causes you so much pain, sooner or later it all will change. That's what it always does. When everything you counted on, everything you thought was true, turns around and runs away from you. Well, what can you do but live your whole life, give your whole heart anyway? Seek your whole truth, speak your whole mind anyway. One foot in front of the other, step by step, day by day, any way you have to. I know you want to, but you're afraid. But what's making you feel that way is the message of fear you're hearing every day. So don't listen to what they say. Some people live their whole lives that way, but that's not you. You only get a moment, it won't last. Lots of other hard times in your past.
Wow.
So did she stay?
She did. And if you'll pardon my bragging just a little bit, she graduated and she is currently the senior vice president in charge of public relations at HBO Max.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And me, when she told me what she wanted to do was fashion marketing, my first thought was, where did I go wrong?
How'd she like that song?
She likes it. She's embarrassed that it's about her, but she likes it.
That's good.
Yeah, your job as a parent is to embarrass your children.
This is called The Mission. I awoke with a memory too real for a dream. After my infirmity finally totally overwhelmed me, my loved ones were troubled when I did not respond, when I could not move or speak to reassure them. I knew I was already gone. I rose up to the ceiling, looked back down to the room where my beloved companion stood next to my body in the grief and the gloom. How I wanted to tell them I could see them down there. I just gazed back in love from somewhere above. I couldn't tell where. I rose up through a tunnel with a bright, flawless light at the end. Peace and joy indescribable filled me completely within. All my life in a moment, I saw and knew the meaning of. The only part that was important was the love. Then I had to return here. It was not yet my time, but the mission I learned there is still clear in my mind. To enjoy and experience, to spread and to share all the joy and the peace from the pure light and love that live on over there. Death is an illusion. Just a threshold we cross. Let us feel no confusion. We can never be lost. Our world too small for fighting. Our lives too short for strife. Let us look for that light. Let us reach out in love while we're living this life. Let us look for that light. Let us reach out in love while we're living this life.
That was nice.
Bravo.
This is called Riddle Me This. And for those of you who are in my age group, there's a reference to the old Batman TV show in here. I get the rhythm right here. Given the reasons you'd leave me, given the reasons I'd stay, I know that you know that I know that you know it never will work out this way. So down to the crossroads I'd wander, off down the highway I'd ride. Nothing to hold me and nothing to guide me, no one to stand at my side. So let's put our heads back together, search for a reason to stay. 'Cause no one before you and no one I'll find will ever love me this way. And love is a dangerous question. The answer's not easy to find. So riddle me this and I'll riddle you that. We'll riddle our way back in time. When I held your heart in my hand, my heart was safe in yours. And the love that we knew was a love that we knew. We were happy to walk through that door. So let's put our hearts back together. We both know that's where they belong. 'Cause to let our love go would be foolish, I know. Without this world is all wrong. So let's put our hearts and our heads back together, search for a reason to stay. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Great.
That's sweet.
Thank you.
So
Riddle
the
me
time
this,
has
Batman.
yeah. I don't remember. So the time has come to ask the burning question. Ellis, where can you be found online and where will you be playing next?
Well, I'm kind of a hobbyist, so I'm not gigging out, and I don't have a web presence. And so, like, Facebook is my big spot.
Okay,
And
so it's
so I just write these things. I don't put them anywhere.
So facebook.com/Ellis Ralph.
Maybe.
Just put your name in and see what comes up, right?
Yeah.
I did that, by the way, when I was making those posters, and there is more than one Ellis Ralph. It's a good thing I knew what you looked like.
Oh, I
So,
wasn't going to say. I didn't think you'd say that. I thought you'd say there's only one Ellis Ralph. But
that
you
would have
didn't
been
say
helpful.
that. Yeah,
But Facebook avoids being helpful if at all possible.
That's true.
sure. Yeah.
So, Scott, how about you? Where are you going to play next? And
I have no idea. Right now, I'm just kind of, since COVID and everything, my wife and I kind of hid away for a long time, and the places that I wanted to go play were no longer doing music, a lot of them, and the places that were still doing music were not places I wanted to go hang around in. So we've kind of been avoiding it for a while, but I'm slowly getting back into it. So I'm hoping to have some things coming up soon. But I do have a website, which is scottduncansongs.com. And it's pretty raggedy right now because right before COVID hit, I changed to a new company doing my web page. And then COVID hit, and I haven't really ever bothered to update it or fix it up. So, but there is some stuff on there. You can find me on there.
yes.
And then I put stuff on Facebook if I'm playing somewhere.
So search Scott Duncan and you'll come up
You come up
along with like
with
40
somebody
others.
by that name.
And I can be found at janseides.com, spelled the way you see it in my little box there. And the next place I'm going to be is actually right here on October 30th. My guests will be Eric Schwartz and Jen Cass, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Eric is hilarious.
Oh, he is. My favorite Eric story is he came to the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance once. This is like 10 years ago. And I think it was the first time he experienced Texas-style heat. And the thing that we like about it, it's the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance, but we call it SWRFA. And, that's its name as far as most people are concerned. When you check in at SWRFA, they hand you a fishbowl with lots of little slips of paper in it, and they're prompts. And the idea is that you take your prompt and you write a song from it and present it on Sunday morning at brunch, despite the fact that you've spent the weekend going to one workshop after another and one showcase after another, and then the Beatle Jam that lasts till 4 a.m. And somewhere in there you write a song and you present it on Sunday morning. Well, unbeknownst to most of us, there was going to be a news story about us that Sunday morning. And Dallas, who is kind of queen of SWRFA and several other things, she was queen of Kerrville at that point too. She really doesn't like people to cuss in her presence. And there was going to be this reporter from Newsday or something like that. And Eric was up singing a song when he walked in about how it was so fucking hot. He said he saw Dallas walk in the door and she turned pale, which, I'm sorry, I find it hilarious, but we'll let that go for now. I'm going to do something frivolous since that's apparently the mood I'm in. It has several things to recommend it. Number one is I wrote it in a dream. Number two is it's silly in the face of all these serious songs we've been doing. And number three, it's a sing-along, and you knew there'd be one eventually, right? So, here it is. It also got me into trouble, and I'll tell you how later. Janie was feeling downhearted, so she asked her mama what to do, and heard find your true lover and then take no other, and that should take care of you. Set him a task you can judge by, to know he's the right one for you. Have him bring you some gold or a house to grow old in. But Janie, she knows about proof. She says, bring me blue, blue roses. None but the blue ones will do. And if you bring me blue, blue roses, I'll know my true lover is you. Guess you figured out what your part is, right? Well, Bobby, he brought her some red ones. Oops, Bobby, he brought her some pink ones, as sweet as a baby in spring. And Steve came that night with some yellow and white, so she knew they weren't listening. Joey, he offered her red ones, and the mansion he shares with his mother. And that Romeo Ray brought a whole rose bouquet, but he gave them to 24 others. Janie wants blue, blue roses. None but the blue ones will do. And if you bring her blue, blue roses, she'll know her true lover is you. Well, then there was hard-working Willie, who came from a town down the coast. And in his garden there he grew roses so rare, and he knew he loved Janie the most. So off he ran to his hometown, through forests and deserts of sand. He was back by 6:30, all dusty and dirty, with a bunch of blue roses in hand. And he found Miss Jane at her window, and there he fell down on his knees. I have run 40 miles for the sake of your smile, and I'm tired. Won't you marry me, please? And take these blue, blue roses. None but the blue ones will do. Please take these blue, blue roses, and my love everlasting for you. Well, if you are looking for my love, I've got some advice for you. Just like Janie, my mother, I'll have no other. If you bring me roses of blue, just bring me blue, blue roses. None but the blue ones will do. Please bring me blue, blue roses, so I'll know my true lover is you. Thank you. Here's how it got me into trouble. It was our 20th wedding anniversary, and my husband took me out to dinner at a very nice restaurant. And when we got there, there were rose petals on the floor, and they were leading to a back room with a table in it that was going to be all ours. A quiet little table in the room behind the restaurant. But when we got to the table, and there were rose petals all over the table too, but there was a vase, and in the vase were 3 unbloomed irises. And I looked at the rose petals, and I looked at my husband, and he said, I spent this entire afternoon looking for blue roses for you, because I'd had never mentioned that there really is no such thing. So anyway, we're still married, and that proved to me I'd married the right guy.
That's more dedication than bringing you something. Looking for something that doesn't exist.
And by the way, the irises bloomed and they were gorgeous.
Nice. I didn't find that frivolous at all, that song. I habitually procrastinate, that's me, perpetually late. I always say I hate the way I'm late for everything. When some deadline time has come around, that's when I'll finally be found, thinking about fixing to get ready to begin. I live by the proverb, better late than never. I guess we all heard it's better never late. I always think I'm right on time, then I find that I'm forever late for my own life and forever tempting fate. I'm always right on schedule, ironically dependable. If I have a date about quarter of, I'll be there by quarter past. I'm consistently reliable, persistently predictable. Everywhere I go, I show up fashionably last. I live by the proverb, better late than never. I get we have heard it's better never late. I always think I'm right on time, then I find that I'm forever late for my own life and forever tempting fate. My tendency to procrastinate is the heresy of tempting fate, a self-sabotaging practice I have to change someday. Or else you can bet my destiny will finally get the best of me. I best become proactive or I have some hell to pay. I live by the proverb, better late than never. I admit I have heard it's better never late. I always think I'm right on time, then I find that I'm forever late for my own life and forever tempting fate.
I really like that.
Me too. Why does it sound familiar?
I'm glad I met you today, Ellis, because apparently you've unknowingly written my theme song.
I've heard that from, I think it's going around.
So, Jan, this is the song that I tried to play last weekend,
Good.
and I could not. And I finally figured out why I could not get it to go is because I was playing the first part of the song on the guitar, but for some reason I was starting on the third line of the song, and it was
that'll
not
do it.
working. It doesn't work that way. So this is called A Prayer for Better Years. Nothing lasts forever. How are they supposed to know? They met when they were children, a long, long time ago. And she was all he'd ever wanted, and he was all she'd ever had. So they were left without an answer. All that love turned bad. And the memories roll like thunder the canyons of her mind. She took the good ones with her. She left the rest behind. She slid down in the darkness and watched her dreams all fade to black as the room was filled with echoes of the words you can't take back. So she boarded that old Greyhound with her suitcase and her fears. She was headed for tomorrow with a prayer for better years. And the memories roll like thunder down the canyons of her mind. She took the good ones with her. She left the rest behind. 'Cause nothing lasts forever. How were they supposed to know? They met when they were children, a long, long time ago.
Wonderful.
That's how it's supposed to go, Jan.
Well, I'm glad I got to hear it.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thanks.
Let's see. Let's see. I know, because there were some things in a song you did, the near-death song, that I recognized because they're in my lexicon, if not my experience. An old friend stopped by the other day to open up the closets of the past so skeletons could dance from their hiding place, 'cause change is either here or closing fast. And we walked dense forests of memory, knowing past today we didn't then, and listened to the soft and minor melodies and sang our songs of absent friends. Perhaps they've received their heart's desire, where time's less than a shadow on the wall. And now that they have met the great simplifier, I hope that love's the only memory they recall. And it's funny how we knew when we were children that love has no beginning and no end. And funny how we'll seem to have forgotten until we speak of absent friends. I so love those dreams we shared together. I so loved our travels on the earth. Perhaps the dreams and travels last forever, as birth and life and death and then rebirth. And maybe one day we'll be reunited. Who knows? raise your glass, raise your glass to absent friends.
Wow, that's really pretty.
I really like that one. This is called Blue Muse. When my muse is riding high, like a full moon in the sky, she shines a light that glows so bright that it throws black shadows in the night. When my muse is riding high, when she hides behind the clouds, I'm beside myself with doubt. Her silver lining up so high might be fine, but down below I find I'm so blacked out. When she hides behind the clouds, in and out of view, comes and goes my muse. Nothing I can do without her, without her. Why she changes so, I will never know. Nowhere I can go without her, without her. When she moves out of my view, like the moon becoming new, then the darkness feels like too much blackness to even make it through. When she moves out of my view, in and out of view, comes and goes my muse. There's nothing I can do without her, without her. Why she changes so, well, I will never know. Nowhere I can go without her, without her. When my muse is riding high, like a full moon in the sky, she shows her light that glows so bright that it throws black shadows in the night.
Wow,
like that.
that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
What is the name of that?
Blue Muse. You know, I have a few songs, I guess, about the Muse. Donna Mulholland, who's a dear Fayetteville friend, she's in Still on the Hill with Kelly Mulholland. She advised one time that when you're stuck, you have writer's block or whatever, to write a letter to your muse, or just an angry rant at your muse, or questions to your muse, or whatever, but just write to your muse or about her, about it. And that really works well, because when you're blocked is when you're concerned about that, or you're all worked up about that, and there can be a song there. And that seems to work repeatedly. So try that.
I should try that. You know, my usual thing when I'm blocked is I just forget it and go do something else. This is called On a Bus to Nowhere. There are never easy answers in the dark and lonely night, but the anger only hardens when it lingers till the light. Sorrow goes down better if it's hidden in a song, when a stubborn man is haunted by the times that he was wrong. And I am on a bus to nowhere with my ticket in my hand. I am on a bus to nowhere, going down, going down. I am staring out the window at the things I should have said, and my heart is far behind me, spinning round, spinning round, spinning round. Once you give your heart to someone, you will never be the same. You will learn to laugh, learn to cry, learn to place the blame for words too quickly spoken, for loss you can't replace, for countless unkind memories that cannot be erased. And I am on a bus to nowhere with my ticket in my hand. I am on a bus to nowhere, going down, going down. I am staring out the window at the things I should have said, and my heart is far behind me, spinning round, spinning round, spinning round. So don't give up too quickly if the end is worth the fight. Hold on to the one you love in the middle of the night. For when the dark and twisted world is not the path you had planned, the trembling beat of another heart will help you understand. But I am on a bus to nowhere with my ticket in my hand. I am on a bus to nowhere, going down, going down. I am staring out the window at the things I should have said, and my heart is far behind me, spinning round, spinning round. I am on a bus to nowhere, going down, going down, and my heart is far behind me, spinning round, spinning round, spinning round. Thank you. I used to know how to play that better than that. I don't play my
thought you
guitar as
played
much
it
as I used to.
You played it just fine.
Thanks.
That song is like a hot fudge sundae. It's both like those are hot and cold at the same time. That is happy and sad at the same time. It's really neat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's
Well
nice. I like
done.
that.
So I have this project that is apparently never ending because I did the CD in 2019, and then in 2020 it turned into a book, and now it's turning into a musical. And it's stories from the Bible that you did not get to hear because nobody asked them. So, or they asked the wrong person to tell the story. This is one of those. Hold on. Maybe we're not doing that one. Maybe we're doing this one instead. Because this one I can remember. As far back as I remember, I was always Rachel's sister. Sometimes I think that started before she was even born. She was lively, she was clever, and everybody loved her. And when the men came looking, it was Rachel they asked for, not me. I was Rachel's sister. Jacob saw her fetching water, asked if she was Laban's daughter, and she ran home to let us know, to make room for one more. I fell in love that night at dinner. He never saw for watching her, and when the meal was over, it was Rachel he asked for, not me. Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written. But those were the lives we were living. Here is the truth, not the one that others told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister. They said Jacob was the trickster, but my father brought me forward on Rachel's wedding day, draped in veils upon his arm. But then Jacob worked the harder, and for Rachel too he bartered. Still I thought I'd win him when each new son was born to me, Rachel's sister. But every night I'd hear her whisper, give me sons like you gave my sister, and prove that you love me, prove you love me more. So then one night he did it, and little Joseph was his favorite. But Rachel died in childbirth when her second son was born, leaving me, Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written. But those were the lives we were living. Here is the truth, not the one that others told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister. Every now and then I wonder, is he still thinking of her? Though I'm the one that keeps him warm when the nights are cold. Did she love him as I love him, or did she just love to win? But she is blessed memory, so I will never know. I am only Rachel's sister. This is the story as it is written, but those were the lives we were given. Here is the truth, not the one the old men told. It's the one that I know. I am Rachel's sister, and it can only be told by Rachel's sister. Thank you.
Wow.
That
That's
is fascinating.
powerful.
That's really nice, Jan. I like that song a lot.
Thank you. Well, I knew the story and I knew the sister dynamic really well. I have two sisters, so it practically wrote itself.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true song.
One moment. This, by the way, is our last round.
Yep. I don't know how you keep all these rounds on time. It seems like every time it's quarter of, quarter past, you're right at the top of the cycle.
I pray a lot.
Yeah. Nita sang. Anita, our landlady back in the day, did all the work around the place, plus she kept the books and bookings neat for her husband Bucky's diesel fleet. That woman's work was never done. She pushed harder than anyone I seen any place in my whole life. I was only the age of 5. Nita sang when we were by ourselves. She never heard anyone lean in and belt it out so clean like she could do. And she made it seem like we could too. Anita would take my mom and me in her rickety old green GMC. We'd start in the dark and be long gone to the trout stream fishing by break of dawn. I'd say of all the days I've known, that place had a magic all its own. The pace was slow by the riverside. We just laid low, stayed so quiet, concerned to never scare the fish. I learned all clever things they did, trying to steal the bait right off my hook. And I learned to take all the steps we took to hide our catch. We'd act real bored when strangers stepped along the shore and asked us, "Are you catching much?" And we'd answer back, "No, no luck." To be sure our lies sounded real, we'd avert our eyes. We'd hide our creel, 'cause we didn't want anyone to know. We knew all the best damn fishing holes. Sang when we were by ourselves. She never heard anyone lean in and belt it out so clean like she could do. She made it seem like we could too. We'd catch our fill, maybe more. Brookies, brownies, rainbows galore, and we'd take them on back to the truck, to truck them home, to cook them up. Now that truck was prone to breaking down. The more you'd roam away from town, we'd stuff an engine fire with moss or wrap some wire around a broke exhaust. Nita sang while she drove along. Her voice rang clear, true and strong. She'd smile and laugh at everything, and after a while you just had to sing. Nita sang when we were by ourselves. She never heard anyone lean in and belt it out so clean like she could do. And she made it seem like we could too. dark by firelight, Nita sang with sparkling eyes. She taught us fun or funny songs and got us all to sing along. The takeaway for this little boy was singing is a way for a bit of joy. I thought everyone must sing, why not? Ain't that the normal thing? Nita sang when we were by ourselves. She never heard anyone lean in and belt it out so clean like she could do. She made it seem like we could too.
Wonderful.
That's another beautiful one.
Yeah. I want to meet Nita.
Yeah.
You need to start getting out and playing these for people that can appreciate them.
Really.
I don't know. It's, you know, it's nice in a circle like this. Bunch of songwriters are
That's true.
appreciative, you know. I don't know. Everybody's drinking and chatting. It's tough and stuff, but
Yeah,
I'm just
that
making
is annoying.
excuses. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I've played some of those places where nobody's paying any attention to you unless they say, hey, there's a guy over there in the corner with a guitar. Wonder what he's doing. But otherwise, nothing.
There's also the listening rooms where everybody hangs on every note and you
Yeah.
just get to wallow in it.
Mhm. Yeah. This is a song I wrote because there's a line in the Chris Christopherson song, Sunday Morning Coming Down, the disappearing dreams of yesterday. And I always thought that was really cool. So I really wanted to steal it. So I did. Moving like a cold wind through the embers of my heart, like the disappearing dreams of yesterday, like the ending of a season, fallen leaves all cold and dying, and the echo of a time that slipped away. And I can't see the reasons that I should stay any longer. And I can't see the reasons why you'd want me. I can't see a world without you walking by my side. So nothing really matters anyway. There are words that we could hold out, full of pain and full of promise, and ride the passions of the desperate things we say. But all the words that we have wasted never filled your empty heart or killed the sorrow that you would not give away. But I can't see the reasons that I should stay any longer. I can't see the reasons why you'd want me. I can't see a world without you walking by my side. So nothing really matters anyway. So as I close this door behind me, walk away forever, I will find each day a way to carry on. For though the years will dim my memory, I will look back now and then at the shadows of a love that turned so wrong. And I can't see the reasons that I should stay any longer. And I can't see the reasons why you'd want me. And I can't see a world without you walking by my side. So nothing really matters anyway. I can't see a world without you walking by my side. So nothing really matters. Thank you. Thanks. Jan, thanks for asking me to be a part of this. I appreciate it. It's always fun.
You're entirely welcome. It's my pleasure. So, once again, that's Scott Duncan from San Antonio, excellent songwriter, and I'm so glad you got to hear him. And Ellis Ralph, who comes to us from Fayetteville, Arkansas. And I'm so glad you got to hear him too, and me too, because all I've gotten is like one song doses now and then. So, yeah, you should be playing out, Ellis. You really should. You're depriving your audience. So look them up online, mostly on Facebook. I'm going to sing you one parting song, and it's my gift for you. It has to do with, let's see, I think it's called kintsugi, the Japanese art of putting pottery back together with gold-infused resin to make a pot even more beautiful than it was when it was whole. And it was a combination of that thought and Leonard Cohen. There's a crack in everything, that's how the light gets in. Well, it's also how the light gets out. Every lesson you learn is gold. Dang. I'm just going to start from that beginning again, get a running start at it. All the lessons you learned are gold. All the scars where you healed are strong. You may once or twice have been broken, but you've done nothing wrong. All the outcomes that didn't match, all your plans and all your dreams, all the faults that you think you have, all that beauty you think you lack is ablaze for all to see. And your light shines through, your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines. All the obstacles in your path, all your plans and all your dreams, all those faults that you think you have, they are why you are loved. 'Cause your light shines through, your light shines through. It's what makes you you. And the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines. It's true. You are not perfect, but no one is perfect. And that matters so much less than you'd expect. 'Cause your light shines through, your light shines through, your light shines through. And the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines, your light shines through, your light shines through. It would make you you, and the cracks are there, so your light shines, your light shines through.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Oh, you had me in tears. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I should mention that we do these shows sort of every other week, every other Sunday. It's going to go on hiatus in December because I am also the head of the Austin Carolers, and so December gets really busy, so there's just not time. But if you'd like to be on the mailing list so that you'll know who's coming up, I promise no spam. Just leave your email in the chat and tell me that's why you're leaving it. Can we all uncloak to say goodbye? Mike? Perhaps not. We'll see.
Ellis, nice to hear you and meet you. And Judy, same. Enjoyed meeting you. And Mike and Judy, thanks to both of you for sticking around and listening to us.
Yes.
That's always nice.
It was
And-
wonderful. Great, great music, very touching, wonderful songwriting, so inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you to Ellis and thank you to Scott. I'm so glad
welcome.
you said yes to this. I'll be in touch. I want y'all to come back. But it'll be sometime in 2023 because, yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Night, y'all.
Bye
Good
bye.
to meet you, Scott. Thank you.
Nice to
Judy.
meet you too.
Hey,
Enjoyed
Mike.
listening
Hey,
to you.
Judy.
Likewise. Nice to meet you too, Judy.
Thank you. Wonderful to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye.